I came to win.
Oh, they asking my name, huh?
You ready?
S-T-R-O, I ain't come to play with you.
Yeah.
Life challenging, but I wouldn't trade with you. It's early, I'm up.
Yeah.
I can't spend the day with you. I'm minding my business. I ain't getting paid with you. My color bright. I ain't finna fade with you. Man, I gotta come clean like I'm made with you. I've been on my everybody drop when I drop. Look at shorty, she support, bruh. Lifting up, never not on my grind. New York City time. Another brother better, you will never find. I've been in my bag like groceries. Competition shouldn't take shots, take notes, please. Reporting live from the winning side. Ready to try, keep a different vibe. Is you down the ride, never tired. You will never know, you ain't never tried. Work it out, hit the gym, hit the field, hit the wind. Hey yo, I need that. Big chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard, on the job, you can see that. On my hit is real good, we don't need your feedback. They clear the way with my crew coming through. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Yeah, beats, leave it in the street, case on the news.
What I do? Lace up my shoes, chase W's. Great colored coops. Oh no, I can't be number 2. MVP the league most valuable. They sweet as apple juice. Talking trophies, I done grabbed a few. Can't match this attitude. I wear my heart on my sleeve, please. I move like the wind, can't catch this breeze. Freeze. Stop you in your tracks. There's not no preseason. We seeking W's like Tupac used to throw up. Forget it, might as well forfeit. Your team shouldn't even show up. What you wanna be when you grow up? They used to ask me. Naturally, I chose an athlete. Competition never matched me. We ain't go together like camouflage and polka dots. Focus on your position, just know your spot. Sure, don't stop. It's a long season. They planning on winning for the wrong reasons. Trying to get my number retired. Can't let these frauds beat us. I figured out the recipe. Never let opponents get the best of me. I'm focused on my legacy.
I need that. Big chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard, on the job, you can see that. On my hit is real good, we don't need your feedback. They clear the way with my crew coming through. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Yeah, beats, leave it in the street, case on the news.
Coach, thanks. Located appropriately for his career win total at 347 Don Shula Drive. There's a look at Hard Rock Stadium here in Miami, Florida. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Oakland Raiders and the Miami Dolphins. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Come on, set. 260 orange. Ready, go.
On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
6-man. Check curls, check curls, check curls.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Jerome Baker. He brought the pressure on the blitz, and he gets there for a loss of 12. I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. He'll look to throw. He's got his man. It's Williams. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That goes for a gain of 31.
Well, things are looking pretty darn good on this first drive, aren't they? Came right out, set the tone, this time with a big pass play.
And if the peek behind the curtain that they gave us or their game plan, I don't think that's going to be the last one we see.
I think you're exactly right about that.
The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Boston Scott, his first carry. And he's across midfield and into Miami territory. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Here's the option going left on 2nd down. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. The penalty moves him into the red zone here on 1st and 10. After the penalty, it's Henry. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 12 more yards there and another 1st down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. Derrick Henry. His 4th touchdown on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Now, this is a crew. They've come out flat their last 2 games, both losses. But just judging by the energy level, they look different here early, and that touchdown shows how.
Yeah, it seems to me that touchdown gets them off the treadmill. Because, you know, you've been on the treadmill. I've seen you work out. You go forever and ever, and it tells you you've gone somewhere, but you really have. You're in the same spot. They've exchanged it for an escalator. Still got some hills to climb, but they can get there.
These are good analogies. I run outside sometimes, though. You know, get some fresh air, a little sun on your face.
A little wind in there.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's go, baby.
Rosen and the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. Here's the first carry for Kenyon Drake. Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the 22-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
You can't block me. He's crashing. He's crashing.
Now it's Rosen. Got his man. It's Eifert. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Now that's one they hate. The ball's got to come all the way back.
So that's an explosive play, a really explosive play that gets wiped out, and they have to start over after the penalty.
Now after the holding call, here's 2nd and 20.
Who that? Check 13.
Now Rosen looking to throw. And he finds Parker here, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards.
That's a real nice job right there, working the middle of the field, working against those safeties. And you know, partner, if you get your hips turned the wrong way, big plays can result.
And a big play resulted right there. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Now an Eastern Michigan man, Darius Jackson on the carry. And this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory. Carl Joseph up from his safety spot to make the play.
And there's the first tackle of the game for Carl Joseph. He's one of those safeties that you can utilize in any way you want. But I will have to say, I think the number one thing he does best is tackle.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
You don't know no better. Kill.
Running, it's Drake.
Kill.
And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. Only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
Hatchet. 25.
Here's Rosen. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the number one thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Jim.
From the gun, it's Rosen. And the Raiders have got him. The start of this game shaping up nicely on that visiting sideline.
Yeah, how about that? You get your points on the opening drive. Then you get a big sack there on 3rd down, and you make the home crowd go, shh.
There is a hush indeed.
Here we go.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. Look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football, overtime, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. It's caught by Moncrief. He's at the 40, past the 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Dante Moncrief, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Raiders are able to strike quickly for 6. The extra point up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This is fielded at the goal line. And he's all the way up across the 40 and down at the 42-yard line. Great return.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points. Get that 0 off the board.
Watch the shift.
On first down, Drake. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Those are the plays this defense needs with the deficit they're facing.
It certainly is, and they've got to continue to swarm the football and hope that someone, while they're holding up the ball carrier, can get in there and rake it and lock it free. They need to get some takeaways as well.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo. Let's make these babies cry all the way back home. Hey, watch it.
Throwing on second down. Rosen. Pressure comes, and down goes Rosen.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise. They're in the dime.
Let's go, baby. Turn up.
From the shotgun, it's Rosen, and that will be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Here's Matt Hawk now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt, and the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
Now a give, right side. It's Bates, and he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
You can't block me. You can't block me. Bravo. 55. Go.
Back to throw here. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Rosen will throw. Going for the deep ball. And that's caught inside the 35. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. It's a big play there for Miami. 46 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They run on 1st down with Jackson. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard.
Check 37. Check 37. Check safety. Check safety.
Now the former 4th-round pick, it's Kalen Ballage. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well.
They're going to need some therapy after this.
Rosen to throw on 3rd down. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. Oh, they would have gotten the conversion if he could hold on. Instead, the drop means it'll be 4th down. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll send you up to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there, and he'll have stats and scores from a busy Sunday in the NFL. So they do get 3 points, but that's now 3 drives with only the 3 points, not a ratio that's going to win you many ball games.
Not at all, Brandon. And think about it this way. We all know payoff is the key, right? And wouldn't we love to have the concession on every T-shirt that's been printed in football that says finish on it? Because that's the mantra everywhere. Got to be able to finish drives, put points on the board.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Henry. And Henry's hit. He lost the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And Henry fighting for the marker, but I don't think he got there. He did not. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Here's the Raiders punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that the intelligent approach, go ahead and run out the clock and start over. Don't make any more mistakes. But there's also something to understanding that you got this last drive here. You get the ball to start the second half. Try and go 2 for 1 here. Get some points now and come out of the locker room and get more points again and get your momentum really built up.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. And now it's Rosen looking. Gets this one to Hill. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half.
Mike 58 right there. Check, 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 check.
Now Rosen on first down. Going deep here for Parker. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Check, check. Lucky, lucky, lucky. Shit.
Throwing again, it's Rosen. Oh, Rosen is stripped to the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
The Dolphins on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 17. Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Let's get in there. Let's get in there. Check 52. He's coming. He's coming. He's coming. We got double up. Double up.
On the carry, this is Scott. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down. The Raiders on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Raiders out in front, as we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. First down, Miami, as they get set to start the drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for him. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. They'll run with Drake. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just
into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Now it looks like we've got a Raider here, slow to get up. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Let's go.
They go back to the ground, this time Jacobs. And he'll be taken down at the 33, a pickup of about 4.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Come on, set. 60, orange. 2 cards. Hey, check. Hey, Mike 52.
He'll look to throw, and it's complete. Henry. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a 1st down there.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a 1st down.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he'll be dropped at the 23 after a pickup of about 4.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
At the Dolphins' 23-yard line.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play.
2nd down, here's an option right. And an alley to run. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 11 yards there, 1st down.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
Watch out.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Bates, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
On 2nd down, it's Jacobs. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. On 3rd down, it's Scott. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Boston Scott, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit, get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game is being on second half no matter what. With his first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever, this was a big score to start the second half. In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Rosen and the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 at their own 15. Now Drake. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. That's good for 21 yards and a 1st down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
2nd and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. To throw is Rosen. And this is Parker, complete. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Devontae Parker, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Dolphins are able to draw a bit closer.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Extra point up and good by Crosby, and it makes the score 21-10. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before.
Through an opening, and there he goes. 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. A big play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. The extra point up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This fielded at the 2. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do. Well, if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Check 9, check 9. Shift.
Here's Rosen to throw. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Now Rosen. And that is incomplete. Here's Matt Hawk now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. This is taken at the 15. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
Ready, 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. He's got Smith here. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. A big play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Extra point splits the uprights. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
Then you got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Watch the screen, watch the screen.
Looking to throw. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Devontae Parker, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Dolphins are able to cut into this lead. Now Crosby for the point after. And that'll cut the lead down now to 18. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. All of a sudden, they have quite a bit of breathing room. This was a one-score game, but touchdowns on their last 2 drives, and now comfort is here, so to speak.
It certainly is for them. I've been in this situation before on the flip side of this. And all that's going on there is a little bit of finger pointing. Hey, what's going on? How can we stop them? Can someone make a play to try and stop this momentum?
Well, they're going to be ball hawking because they need a turnover on that other side. Now a give right side. It's Scott. And some space here. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Boston Scott, 79 yards. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
22 yards on the catch and run, a first down. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
Check 26, check 26, check 24, check 24.
They'll look to throw here. It's complete. Stills. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Rosen now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
I smell fear in that offense. I smell fear.
2nd and long. It's Hill, complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A gain there of 21 yards.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball in the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there, perfectly. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. From 13 yards out. And the Dolphins are able to draw a bit closer. That's one of those touchdown tosses where if it's an inch to the right or left, it's not a touchdown. He had to put it right on the money.
Yeah, and how did he do that? Everything around him, everything swirling, all the coverage downfield. Somehow he spotted the opening and put it right there.
So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the hands team for the Raiders able to secure it. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
Now a first down run is going nowhere. He's going to be dropped in the backfield, a loss of 2. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. And he's got room. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. Bates. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. That one looks like he'll throw here. And his throw is incomplete.
Now, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away, turned into a nice play.
The Raiders on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. They'll set up a throw. He's got a man. It's Williams. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 13-yard line. Well, I'm sure he likes this performance a little bit better than last week. He had the 3 interceptions here, none in the 4th quarter, and he's got his guys in front.
Guaranteed he put in a tremendous amount of work this week, but maybe the matchup is just better for him. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. It's almost like those golfers. Certain courses fit their eye, and they like what they see, and other courses, as soon as they tee it up, they know they have no shot. Maybe that's the difference for him. Last week, no. This week, a big yes.
The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. But, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Raiders, they're into the win column now as they move to 1-2 on the young season. And they'll get another road test next week as they have to go to New Orleans to take on the Saints. Meanwhile, for Miami, they will fall to a similar mark at 1-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.